Okay. So what should we start with? We should start with Battlefield Bikini Bottom. I put this in pretty good. I never played this game. I played the movie way back, like back when I had a fucking Xbox original, and I didn't realize that this game existed, and this game was the one that came out before it. But it's pretty fun. I like how it looks. For one, I think they did a pretty good job with the remake. All they really had to do was make it look pretty, which, yeah, I think it looks pretty. It's very colorful. Yeah, it's a pretty good platformer. I didn't think it was going to be as long as it was. It's actually got pretty big levels. It's structured very differently from the movie, in that it's actually just big 3D platform, like open-ended levels where you can just do whatever you need to do. And you get like multiple stars in like the missions. Yeah, I guess the only problem I have with it is it's kind of too easy. I think all the enemies dying in like one hit is a bit much, and taking damage doesn't really matter because you get health very quickly. Also, if I remember correctly, I don't think a lot of the other characters have as much nuance as SpongeBob. Kind of makes me wonder why they bothered, especially with Sandy, because you get Sandy so late in the game. She doesn't really have much going on for herself. She has a glide. That's about it, again. She didn't have much going on for her. But the levels were pretty good. SpongeBob's fun to control. He's got a lot of interesting abilities that he unlocks throughout the game. There's a lot of fun references, obviously. If you're a fan of SpongeBob, you'll enjoy it just from how everything looks and all the references to early seasons. I guess the only problem I have with the remake in particular is that it kind of cheats in a lot of places, where it just takes random screenshots from the show and puts them in fucking like framed paintings and stuff instead of doing any original work. But like the actual models and the sky and all that, it certainly looks pretty. It definitely looks a lot better than the original game. The original game looks kind of ugly just because it's too dark. It's missing a lot of vibrance to it. Overall, for a remake, it's pretty good, and I wouldn't even there's no reason to go back to the old one. It's pretty much the exact same game. Could have done more with some like challenging platforms, so either way though, yeah, it's pretty good. Give it like a 7 out of 10. The movie game, which was a sequel that nobody talks about, or I don't think anyone actually played, not as good. It's like a 6, mainly because, well, it is at the very least harder. There are things I like about it. I like that it has a bit more variety in enemy design, and the levels themselves kind of change up a fair bit. Its level structure is a bit different, and I think people wouldn't like it. It's a lot more linear, and you go from level to level. There's no open world. There are collectibles, but they're not that. I think there's only one collectible, if I think correctly. They got rid of Sandy, because they were like, yeah, Sandy doesn't have much. They could just give Sandy's moves to SpongeBob and Patrick. Didn't really matter. SpongeBob and Patrick have a couple of differences about them, and they come into play when they need to. I think you just swap between the two characters. Yeah, the game's got a bit more challenge to it, just a bit more. The enemies don't die in one hit. I like that. And they have alternate costumes depending on the level, which is fun. There's a lot more challenging platforming sections in the game, particularly like the mini games that you can do on the sides. It's very Mario Sunshine-esque. I think it's actually inspired by Mario Sunshine to a fair bit, I think, because they feel very similar to the hidden worlds in Mario Sunshine. It's not remade, so unfortunately it doesn't look as good as the remake, not by a long shot, but it doesn't look that bad. It looks a lot better than the previous game, actually. I think they just did better with the colors. That's the biggest problem with this game, is it's pretty short. It's a lot shorter. It also doesn't have a lot of originality to it, because it is just based on the movie. The cutscenes in the game are funny. It's just screenshots from the movie, and then just narrated. Like, just narrating the plot of the movie to you, basically, which I think is pretty funny. Oh, and this one actually has Mr. Krabs in it. I forgot in Battlefield Bikini Bottom it didn't have Mr. Krabs' voice. Overall, both of these games are about on the same level. I'd say Battlefield Bikini Bottom has a bit more content in it, so it's a bit more, there's a lot more to do. so it's just a bit more fun. But these two games overall are pretty good. They're like very solid for that time, because that was back when 3D platforms were fucking all over the place and they were getting big. Cuphead and the Delicious Last Course. This is fucking sick. I mean, it's more Cuphead. There's not really much else to say. They really they worked hard to make some good ass bosses, because I mean they only had a few. They only had a few to work with, so all the bosses are pretty fucking solid. I love Miss Chalice. I played Miss Chalice for the whole thing, because I think it was pretty much made for Miss Chalice. My highlight is definitely, I like the chess mini games. The little parrying challenges that they put in the game were really fun. Helps you like learn how to parry a bit more. I also really liked the I like the Rook minigame, especially because you could just combo parries and fly to the top of the screen. It was very funny. The only faults I can think of for this game is, one, it's short. It's like somewhere between 2 to 4 hours at best. Like, if you're okay at Cuphead, you're not gonna have a problem with this game. You really weren't. Not that it's like easy. The only easy part of the game is weirdly enough the secret boss. The secret hidden boss is like the easiest boss in the DLC. I don't know why, because it's only got one gimmick, and it is a tricky gimmick, but as soon as you figure it out, you can just beat the boss in like 2 minutes. It took me like no more than 10 minutes to figure out how to beat the boss and finish it. So I don't really understand why it only has the one phase. The only problem I had with any of the bosses is the cow boss. And that's just because there's too much visual noise on the screen. It's another one of those too much shit moving in the foreground problems that happened in the original game as well. Now, the only reason I have a problem with the shortness of the game is just because of how long it took for this to come out. Which I know isn't their fault, but when it takes like 4 years for a 2-hour DLC to come out, it's a weird, it's like a nothing problem. That's why I'm giving this a 9 out of 10, because it's not a real problem. Because if I had just not played Cuphead, I wouldn't have the problem, because I would have just played it when I chose to play it. It still feels a little shitty to wait all that time and then it's like, oh, it's over already? Fuck, I want more. I want more. I want more. I do want more, but I have no idea if they'll make any more. DNF Duel, this is a meme game. What did I give this? 4 out of 10. This is a meme game, dude. I think it's entirely my fault for playing Launcher at launch. But, like, it's just not fun. Some characters have fucking Mario Kart-ass buttons. That's how I describe them. The kid with the wind. He straight up has the 3 green shells, and it just gets it, and it's so poorly balanced against Launcher, because 90% of Launcher's attacks are projectiles, and its one thing is that it blocks all projectiles. So when you play against, so that matchup is like fucked. I don't know how I feel about characters that have fucking invincible reversals that go half screen and lead into full 0 to death combos. I don't think it's balanced very well. And they decided it would be really funny if they waited 6 months before they balanced it at all. And their balance idea was to just buff everyone, which meant buffing some people who didn't deserve it, buffing some people greatly, and then buffing some people so little it didn't really matter. All in all, I played this for like a week, and then I gave up on it because it was just kind of boring. It looks nice, but it's an Oxus game, so of course it looks nice. The character designs are neat. Not that they're original character designs. I don't know, I just wish they had a bit more effort put into the game. It just seems like they don't really know what they're doing. I assume this is a fresh team on Oxus's team making this game, because I don't think it even has the same level of quality as Granblue. I never played Granblue because it doesn't have rollback, but I imagine Granblue is a bit more structurally sound than DNF Duel. DNF Duel is a bit janky. I played Five Nights at Freddy's. I forgot I did this. I forgot I played this game. Yeah, this game's, it's alright. I didn't even think I finished it. I just played until I lost, and then I said, alright, I'm done. Because there's nothing else to really do. You win, and then you lose, and that's it. That's the whole game. The game is, like, at most 30 minutes long. I don't know how Markiplier made that shit last for fucking, like, however long he did. This game is not very long. It's a very easy. Maybe I'll play the rest of them next year. Who knows? Should I? Maybe. I'll think about it. Also, fuck Scott. I can't even say his name. Scott Cawthon. Fuck him. Piece of shit. Multiverses. This game is okay. There's a lot of good things about this game. It looks nice. It clearly has time and effort and passion put into it. I appreciate the ways they went about going for a different style of Smash Bros. Game by making it a team-focused game. I like the idea, and I think in some degree they executed it pretty well. Because some of those characters are dog shit by themselves, but they work great with teams. I think they did a really good job doing that. The biggest problem with this game is it just doesn't feel right. I am so picky about Smash Brothers games because I've been playing Smash Brothers since I was a fucking wee little lad. I was a little creature playing Melee, playing Brawl, playing Smash 4, playing Ultimate. I've got thousands of hours on each of those fucking games except Melee. And when I pick this game up and I jump and I do a jump and I attack and it feels wrong, I hate it. These games never get it quite right. They put speed in the wrong spots. Usually they put too much speed in the movement, and then they don't put enough speed in the attacks. Why are the attacks so fucking slow? Some people feel like they're literally fucking swinging molasses. I don't understand it. The hitboxes are strange. I know that was actually something they fixed later, but when I played it, the hitboxes were fucking strange. Don't understand it. The attacks are slow. Jumping feels off. There's no I don't like it. I don't like jumping in that game because it's like the jump is very fast, but then they all float for so long, and they float like 5 times as more when they swing. The float activates immediately. It's fucking strange, and it doesn't have a limit to when there's no land canceling in this game. I don't understand it. You can be inches off of the ground and then hit an aerial, and your character will do the full aerial animation before he lands on his feet. He will just slide across the floor like he's on fucking ice. It's such a strange feeling game. I don't like it. What I do like is I love the way the characters are designed. Some of them especially. I think Tom and Jerry, big fan of Tom and Jerry. Fucking amazing design. Amazing design character. They have some absolute winners in there. They really do. They're very creative. They've actually got a lot more creativity in the characters' movesets than Smash Brothers does right now. I'll tell you that. Without a fucking doubt. But the game just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. It needs more weight. It needs more speed. It needs little touches. It needs quality of life changes for me to really get into it. Another thing I don't like, there's no grabs. I don't understand why Smash clones, I'm gonna call it a Smash clones. I don't know why Smash clones always just drop mechanics from Smash Bros. Like they just didn't mean anything. You know it's a rock, paper, scissors mechanic, right? You're supposed to grab to stop people from defending, but you take away defensive tools and grab tools, so everyone just attacks. Everyone's just attacking and dodging. There's no rock, paper, scissors. It's just rock and fucking scissors. And if they hit rock at the same time, then nothing happens. And if they hit scissors at the same time, nothing happens. You need that third balance to make interactions continue. There's a lot of dead time in matches, especially in 1v1s. In 1v1s, it's miserable. You were fucking running at each other and dodging. Run, dodge, run, dodge, run, dodge, waiting for someone to swing a really slow and unsafe move, and then punish them for it. And hit them once, maybe twice. and then back to neutral, fucking running around the air, dodging all over the place. I don't like it. There needs to be better defensive tools and better counter defensive tools. It's just missing pieces, and it needs a better feeling. It's so annoying. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is pretty much exactly the same, except worse. Just worse enough that I put it down here at a 3 out of 10. Multiverse is a 4 out of 10 for me. In particular with aerials and movement, the movement's way too fast, and the aerials are so fucking fast that you just keep looping them over and over and over again. It's kind of ridiculous. There's no grabbing. Actually, I think there is grabbing, but it like sucks. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played this game. I'll be completely honest, I don't remember when this game came out. I don't know if I played that this year or I played it last year, but I just remembered that it existed and I played it and I haven't talked about it. On top of all that, it doesn't look as good as Multiverses. It doesn't have voice acting. It probably does now. When I played it, it didn't. It didn't have Hugh Neutron when I played it, which it does now. I know this game did not have the money because it wasn't fucking backed by Warner Brothers, who's just free money. I understand that, but at the same time, and this one's not trying to be unique like Multiverses. This one was just going straight for Smash Brothers, and it just feels worse. It's just not good. Sorry, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I'm glad you have Hugh Neutron now. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. This game is okay. It's not as bad as people say it is. I understand why they say it though. Because if you just do not like certain segments of the game, tough luck. Because those parts of the games are mandatory and you have to play them. But let me talk about what I really like. I love how this game looks. I think it stands up so fucking strong. I love how colorful it is. I think the texture quality is like still good. I don't know if I'm just playing. Well, I know I'm playing the remade version, but it looks so nice. And the shapes and the character models are so cute. I love how Sonic looks in this game. He looks great. Even the fucking weird animations that they do in the cutscenes is like charming. The music is fantastic. Always has been. Always will be. I don't even really need to say much about that. The story is like weirdly consistent and like good. And they fucked up Shadow so bad in later games, I can't believe it. Shadow should have died. He should have stayed dead. That's literally what he was supposed to do. I feel bad for Shadow because they did him so dirty. Problems with this game? I mean, yeah, the gameplay has problems. Sonic is fine though. The Sonic levels are fucking good. I have no problem with the Sonic levels. They're fun. The Knuckles levels are hit and miss. It really depends on the luck that you get, or just how well you can like manage yourself around them. Because I know people can get really fucking sick playing those games. Because I know Knuckles moves way too fast. I know that. He moves too fast and the camera does not benefit him at all. So I can understand it just straight up giving people headaches playing those games, trying to navigate the maps. But I managed it pretty well. So I don't really have much of a problem with those games. Especially because those levels usually have some of the best music. I love the music in Knuckles levels. They're so fucking good. I like the designs of the levels in Knuckles levels as well. They're fun. The Tails missions, man. The Eggman and Tails missions are they're basically cutscenes. They're so fucking easy. I don't understand them. You just mash the shoot button and you win. You walk forward, you mash X, and you win. I don't really understand what's the point of them. There's nothing to them. They definitely need more going on. I think people would be less sick of Sonic if he wasn't always so focused on speed. I think Sonic is sorely lacking in interactivity in certain aspects. Especially rail lines. I can't believe you can't do anything while on the rails except jump. And jumping usually just gets you killed. Like, why are you doing tricks? Why the fuck doesn't Sonic have like a Tony Hawk like trick system in his games? How is that not a thing yet? I feel like he should be doing tricks whenever the fuck he can. While he's running, wall running, jumping, doing tricks, fucking rail grinding. He should be getting points for doing shit like that. that this game is so perfectly fit for a score system, and it has one, but it doesn't utilize it at all. The score system is just time and how many rings you have. I think it just needs to focus on style more so than it needs to focus on just being fast, because who gives a shit about Sonic being fast? You get fast when you get good at the games. That'll just happen naturally. You don't have to force it on me so constantly. That's probably the main problem with the Sonic games, is that they kind of force the idea of Sonic on you when really people interpret Sonic in their own ways, and they have much better interpretations of Sonic than what Team Sonic ever had. Speaking of, let's talk about Sonic Mania. This game is fucking sick. I can't believe I took so long to play this game. This game is fucking amazing. It fucking looks incredible. The music, the fucking music, bro, the music, the levels are all fantastic except for the oil level. All those fucking green platforms that fucking bounce up and down, dude. Those fucking little green platforms that bounce up and down and they kill you in one shot if they touch you coming down, and you have no time to react to them. It kind of falls into the same problems that old Sonic games fall into, in that a lot of the challenge of the game is that you just have to react to the shit that's coming towards you. But it's usually pretty cool about it, except for that level. Except for that one level. Everything else, you're just reacting to how cool this shit is. You're just looking at shit like, oh my god, I'm fucking teleporting through TVs, I'm fucking doing loop-de-loops, I'm fucking getting shot across the fucking sea. I'm on a plane? Hello? The boss fights are good? A Sonic game with good boss fights? Are you kidding me? It's got good boss fights though? Even the fucking, the Puyo Puyo one, which I saw it and I fucking freaked, because I was like, shit, I've never played Puyo Puyo, I don't know what I'm doing. But it's still cool. It's cool that they put that in. It's fucking sick. They made a fucking good secret like mini game, because I know those are usually pretty bad. They even have one of the bad ones in there, which is the fucking collect the blue dots. Lol. But even, I mean, it's alright. I never won a single one of those though, because they're just kind of ridiculous. Seriously, this game's fucking amazing. Rumbleverse. This game is okay. So I really like the game. It's very fun to play. It's a very good concept and it's executed very well. My problems are, one, it's ugly as fuck. Everyone agrees. You might have not said it, but you know it's true. This game is ugly as shit. The character models look so fucking bad. None of the cosmetic stuff in the game is appealing because it just looks shit on shit characters. Two, an expansion on the game being ugly. The main menu is the worst thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. I hate the main menu so much. It's a nightmare. And this is a quality of life thing. This pisses me off more than anything in the world. Why is the button to start a match the Y button and not the X button? Just swap them please. The X button swaps what mode you play, and every single time I boot the game up and try, I hit X instinctively, because every other game that I fucking think of that has this menu set up, they say X to play or A to play. But I hit X and it fucking says, oh, you want to go to training mode? No worries. Or training mode, I say in quotation marks, because it's not a real training mode, because you need to, it's a server and you have to go in with other people. I never got to see the training mode. The biggest problem with this game for me, and it's not the game's fault, it's sort of my fault, I guess. I don't know whose fault it is, but I live in Australia. Nobody's fucking playing this game. The game was fucking great for the first 2 days that I played it, and every day after, there was less people in my area playing it, and I was connecting more and more with people in fucking Korea, playing on their fucking PS4s and their PS5s, and the connection just dropped to shit. It went down so fast, I couldn't play the game anymore. If I could play the game consistently, I'd probably give it a 7. but I can't play the game anymore, so I'm giving it a 5. What I do think about a lot is Jet Set Radio. Now, if we're talking about style, this game, you know what? Jet Set Radio has the exact opposite problem of Rumbleverse. This game is fucking gorgeous. The visuals of this game hold up to this day. The models, the environments are so fucking colorful, vibrant, and there's a lot of shit going on, and it's fun. The music is in my playlist right now. The music it's all there. I'm listening to that shit. I'm bumping that shit on the daily. The only problem with the visuals is a couple of the textures are a little dated, especially on character models. There's a couple of textures on like the shirts and that. They look like they're a bit crusty, but that's it. Everything looks clean as fuck and it runs smoothly. The problem is the game plays like shit. The game is not fun to play. I'm sorry, it's just not. The controls are fucking made by like ancient aliens. I don't know who the fuck made these controls. I want to know what controller they were holding when they were making the game to make it that way, because the controller must have had 2 buttons on it, because that's all they decided to use. I don't understand. There's so many quality of life choices that are so easy to make now that would fix this game so much. I know this game came out like 20 years ago, so that's really where that problem comes from. But simple things like hit a button to get off the railing, please. I don't need to jump. When you jump on a railing, you go fucking flying. And 90% of the time when I'm trying to just get off a railing, I jump and I fall off an edge, I slam into a fucking wall, or I just run into enemies. It's infuriating. There needs to be a much better control of your speed. I don't really understand it. You have a dash button, but it doesn't make you go faster. It just makes you invincible for like a few seconds. It's like really weird. Make a button that actually just makes you go fast, please. Also, I need the connectivity to railing to be a bit stronger. So a lot of times where I'm like I'm like clipping into rails and I'm just not connecting to them because I hit them from the side. I think the problem is that the rail connection is so strictly on the top of the rail that the sides of the rail might as well just be walls. Just make the whole rail a connective platform. That's all you have to do. I understand, this is an old game, but these little problems add up to make the game frustrating to play. I beat the game. I say this in quotation marks by the thousands, because the final boss of this game is so abysmal that I technically beat him, but the game said that I didn't, and I never want to try it again. I literally refuse to try to fight again, because the boss fight is entirely dependent on how bad the controls are in the game, and I don't want to go through that again. That final phase of that fight was making me sick. I don't get sick from this kind of shit. If you have even the slightest weakness to fucking rotation, this game will kill you. This game will actively try to kill you and call you bad names. But it's so nice to look at. It's so nice to listen to. The character designs are so good. It's such a... I didn't expect the game to be so anti-cop, and it's so funny. I love it. I love how much the game is like, here, fuck the cops. Beat their ass, dude. Fuck them. They suck. It's got such a style to it. It's so fun to look at. When you play it though, yeah, it's a mixed bag. Sometimes you're having a good time, sometimes you're not. Yeah, Zodiac. This will be a quick one because it's Star Fox. If you like Star Fox, this is the new Star Fox. This is the one that you should go to. It's still I think it's still in early access. Keep an eye on this. It's very cheap. It's very fun. It looks great. It sounds great, and it's challenging. It's hard enough unless you've been like playing Star Fox games all your fucking life. It might be a bit easy for you, but for me, I had a fun time. It was hard. I thought it was pretty hard in certain places. It's a game you can just pick up every once in a while and just play through again for fun. It's very quick. It's to the point. It's great. Re:Verse. This game's funny. I played it the day it came out, which I was shocked that it ever came out. I thought this game was never coming. I thought this game was a fucking fabricated lie by Capcom. I played it the day it came out. I thought it was really funny. It's kind of fun. It's so broken. I don't understand what the fuck they were thinking. It doesn't make any sense. So the objective is very simple. It's just free for all. It's the only game mode, I think. You just kill as many things around you as you can, and whoever has the highest score wins. You lose points when you die, but it takes 2 deaths to actually die. You see, you spawn in as a human. I played Leon. Here's a tip: don't play Leon. Leon fucking sucks. Leon's fucking trash. I go in, you run around, you kill another human, because that's pretty much the only thing you're going to be able to do with a lot of the humans, is kill the other humans, because they have guns. And then you turn into a monster. Now, the monsters are they're so strange. It's so easy to stunlock each other to death. I don't know if it's just internet connection problems, but sometimes I will just run into the weakest monster, and we'll fight each other. By the way, I think a lot of people did not realize this. This is how I got my wins. I got like a bunch of wins in a row right away, because people didn't realize the monsters were allowed to attack other monsters. It's not a team deathmatch game. It feels like it is, because it's like, yeah, the humans versus the monsters, right? That makes sense. That makes sense, don't it? No, that's not how it works. You become a monster and you can just kill other monsters. It doesn't matter. You just get a second life and a different moveset. But the fucking monsters just stunlock you to death. Like, as soon as they touch you once, it's like, oh, I'm dead. Sometimes you break out, and sometimes you can hit back. It doesn't make any sense. And if you're the higher level monsters, when you grab the slime, the purple shit, yeah, you just cheat. Although for some reason, I had a lot more success playing as the level 2 monsters than I did the level 3s or the level 1s. So I don't know what's up with that. Either way, this game's a fucking meme, and I don't think anyone's playing it anymore anyways. So it stays down here where it belongs. This game is fucking cool. This is so fucking cool. I have so much respect for the person who made this. People have been begging for Bloodborne to be on the PC for a long fucking time. They've probably been begging for it ever since 2016, like a year after the game came out. Like, alright, put it on PC, guys. Come on, let's go. 2022, it's still not here. 7 years later. It's not gonna happen. But this person's making it happen in a very fun way by making it a fucking PlayStation 2 game. A PlayStation 1 game. Sorry, let me speak correctly. It's a PlayStation 1 game. It looks so good. There's so many fucking options too. You can tweak the game in so many ways, and it all looks great. I love how much customization there is to how the visuals work. You can really mess around with it and make it appeal to you in the best way. It sounds great. It's just audio. It's just audio from the game, just bit crushed to shit, but it's fun. It sounds great. I just can't believe this game exists. You made it so perfectly. It's kind of fucked up. The only problem with it is that it's, as far as I remember, it's mainly just the first area. Not that I'm like complaining. It's just like, yeah, it's a cool little. It's a little gimmick. I mean, at the same time though, you did add like a whole lot more to the level. You added a lot more context. You changed some of the areas, I think, like by little bits, just to make it make more sense. You like changed the visual design, like you changed the level structure in just little ways that are super cool. I like what they did with this. Very creative. And I can't wait to see what they got going on next. I noticed they've got something coming, and I want to fucking play it so bad. I'm not gonna talk about it now. I hope I can talk about it next year, because it looks so fucking... It's unbelievable. I can't wait to see more from Lilith. Piglet's big game. Piglet's big fucking game. I didn't actually have anything I need to say about this game, because this game had nothing to say to me. I played it because I felt like it. I played it because I saw it. I was like, there's a game called Piglet's Big Game. I have to play it. And it was not worth it. I haven't played a game in a long time that actively made me fall asleep. Dead Rising 2 sucked. Sorry guys, I just don't like it. It's the game. The controls feel so fucking shit. You're so stiff when you move. Every time you do anything, you have to stop to a fucking still and do it. And it doesn't feel good when you're in the middle of a fucking pile of zombies and you're standing still to do like a very simple thing that you could be doing while moving. What really hit me was the boss fights. Well, a few things hit me. One, this game sells itself. This game tries to appeal itself highly on customizable weapons, but then it makes it very difficult for you to find customizable parts for the weapons, and then they break in like 20 hits. So I don't like them. The only one I like is the first one you get, which is just getting a baseball bat and putting nails on it. It's the only one you need because it's always at the spawn point, which you only have one spawn point. You only have one path to a safe house in the game. So you're always immediately shown like a pair. You can make 2 of those fucking bats every single time you go to your safe house. Every single time. I don't understand why you wouldn't do that, because it kills the zombies in 1 hit and it like triples your XP. So the game is just easy, like right off the bat when you get that. But the boss fights are fucking abysmal. I don't understand them. You just have to take hits. I think the intent of the boss fights is you have to go in with like 3 weapons and then the rest of your inventory should just be healing items, because you just have to take hits. You can't dodge. There's no nuance to the game at all. You just swing. You swing at them, they swing at you, they knock you down. You get up, you swing at them, they run away, and then you heal. And you do that over and over and over again. The boss fights fucking suck. The charm is lost to me. I think it's too quirky. Honestly, the charm just kind of feels too South Park for me. It's a weird way to put it, but like everyone's just trying to be like weird and fucking like grotesque and violent. Either that or like every woman just wants to fuck and that's it. It's also pretty like misogynistic, I'll be completely honest. Like the women are not treated very lightly in that game. It's just weird. I don't like it. It's not fun. Also the timer sucks, but I'm sure everyone already knew that. Having every single like main mission and side mission be put on a universal timer sucks. A timer that you can't change, you just have to deal with it. So if there's something that you wanted to do and it's like about to expire, it's like, well, give up. Or there's something you really want to do, but then there's a main story mission that is like right just about to expire and you have to do it or else you just fail the whole fucking game. It sucks. I don't like the idea at all. It's a bad idea. There's just not a lot about this game that I like. I remember playing the Case Zero. I remember playing Case Zero, which is like a preview for Dead Rising 2. It's like a little demo, like introducing you to the mechanics of the game. And it's just like one story mission basically. I remember that being so much better, and it's probably just because it's a condensed version of this game. This game might just be a bit too bloated with the same shit going on over and over and over again. It might have been fun if I played it with a friend. I think that's probably the biggest appeal of this game, aside from customizable weapons, is like co-op. But I didn't play it co-op, so oh well. Sanguine Sanctum. This is one of those like abstract horror, like walking games where you just kind of walk around and do simple tasks, simple little puzzles, and you're just taking in the visuals and the sounds and that. It's just one of those. It's not much to say. I just thought it was neat. I picked it up just for fun. It was like fucking $2. I can't remember how much it was. Yeah, give it a shot. If you're into those and you haven't seen this one, give it a shot. It's just about like sacrificing meat into like a pool of meat, and it like blows up into a ball, and I made it green. That's all I have to say about this game, really. Splatoon 3 is pretty good. The thing that I like the most is the single player. I like how much they expanded on making an actual single player like story mode. There's a lot of missions, and The missions actually have variety. They make you mess around with all the different types of weapons. They make you do stuff besides just shooting enemies. So there's neat little platforming things, little puzzles, cute little mini games. It's all there. It's fun. I like the characters. I like the new characters. The idols are great. There's a fucking Mario Sunshine reference that I was very happy to see. The final boss was pretty cool. It's like an actual... The boss fights in this game are actually pretty good. I don't really remember the boss fights in the other games, but these ones are pretty fun, actually. My biggest problem with this game is that it really, really wants you to play with gyro controls. And I respect that, because they've really focused on gyro controls, clearly. I can't do anything about that there. My controller doesn't have gyro, and my Joy-Con's broke, so I can't play it undocked. It's kind of a bad situation for me, and it sucks. Because it's so easy to fix by just making the fucking analog sticks a bit better. Just make a fucking analog version of the controls, please. The movement of the stick is so bad. It makes aiming so difficult. It's kind of why I dropped the game. It's like, aiming sucks. And it's just going to be the biggest reason why I keep like getting burned. Like, it's the biggest reason why I keep just dropping games. Is because I can't aim properly, because they really want you to play gyro, and I can't. So there's even some story missions that I just gave up on because it's just impossible to do with the stick. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't have the right acceleration or deceleration. There's no aim assist at all. I know they wanted to make sure that it wasn't. I know why they did it, because they want you to use gyro. They want you to use it. So they made the analog shit. But when I'm forced to play analog, I'm going to rate this game lower. Salmon Run is pretty fun. I wish there was more maps. I don't like that map rotation system. I can't believe it's been the same this whole time. Add more maps, please. Why does it have to be between 2 maps? Why can't it be between 3 maps? Why is Salmon Run... Why do you have to play on 1 map in Salmon Run? I don't understand it. I also hate the weapon rotation system in Salmon Run, because you can get some dog shit weapons that just don't work for this mode at all. Just let me use what I want, please. I know they don't want to let you just use what you want, because then you could probably find some broken ass fucking things. But you can just... Can't you just balance around that? Can't you make can't you make specific balances for modes? Or is that too hard? I don't know. Multiplayer is pretty much the same. It's fun. It's fun. I played it for like a couple weeks, and then I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's not... Unfortunately, Splatoon has never gripped me for too long. This one's probably gripped me for the longest. I've probably played this the longest out of the 3. I probably played it for like a month, but I'm over it. It's the same shit. I do like that they focus so hard on just quality of life stuff, making the game more nuanced, more easy to pick up and play. Slice of life. Man. This game is fucking doo-doo ass. This game booty. This game's it's not fun. You know, I ran into the same problem that I think everyone did, which was this game is not Dead Space. It's just not. Everyone really wants Dead Space to come back, but this is not it. It doesn't play like Dead Space at all. It's a beat 'em up. Your combat in this game is beating the fuck out of zombies with a fucking lead pipe, doing fucking left and right dodges to dodge their swipes, and then beating the shit out of them until they super armor your swing and then hit you. It's so shit. I know people found like combos in this game, but the problem is that the combo is so easy to do, and then you do it and you're like, oh, this is the whole game. The problem is like, you figure out the game in like the first hour, and then you have to just do that for the next 8, and then you're done. There's nothing special going on in this game. Once you understand how to play the game, you've beaten the game already, basically. There's no story. The story isn't interesting. I don't even think it looks good. It's like trying to look good. It's graphic. It's hitting me with so many graphics at once. But that shit doesn't matter to me. It just looks boring. and it fucked up my computer. Like, my computer doesn't run that shit well, so I just turned a lot of that shit off. Like, I'm not impressed by how it looks. The facial models are fantastic. That's it. That's all I got. It's like, the facial models are great. They look like the fucking actors that play them. That's good. The performances are good, too. I have no problem with that. But nothing is interesting. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the characters. I don't give a shit about the world. The story is just Dead Space. Oh, a guy fucking formed a religion around some alien shit and turned everyone into zombies. Where have I heard that one before? Fucking... That's really all I have to say about it. It just annoys me and it's disappointing. The end. Alright. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time I talk about the best of the best. It's been sitting there this whole time. This empty slot with the 9.5 to 10 out of 10. Oh, let me tell you, this game that I'm about to put in here is a 10 out of 10. This game is fucking... And come on, you guys, you know what it is. You all know what it is. Everybody's been fucking talking about it. This game is a goddamn fucking masterpiece. And it's not Elden Ring. Elden Ring's like a 7. It's good. It's good. Elden Ring is good. I don't want to play it anymore. I got bored. The last fucking like 20 hours of this game are fucking shit. I don't like it. I just want to go back to Dark Souls 3. I'm not gonna lie. Dark Souls 3 is more fun because it's shorter. And everything that you do is fun and there's at least some value. A lot of the stuff you're doing in the Elden Ring just becomes the same thing over and over and over again, and there's no interesting reward. I feel like the problem is that I played Elden Ring the wrong way. Not in terms of like what did I use and what did I not use. I just think the way I played it, the way I went about it, it's not how I played Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1, and Bloodborne. I like to do everything in those games because it's fun. You can't do that in Elden Ring. You just get miserable after like the first 20 hours and you're still in the first area and you're like, fuck me. Doing every side quest in one playthrough is a fucking pain. Oh my god, don't do that. You're supposed to play this game differently every time you play it. I think that's the way you're supposed to play it, and I fucked up by not doing that. But that's how I did it. And that's how I did it the first time I played it, so it kinda like, I lost my chance. Every time I pick it up, I turn it off faster and faster, because it's just the same shit over and over again. Sorry, but it's good. It's still fundamentally a great game. But I can't give it any higher than a 7. I just got bored of it. Signalis is a fucking 10 out of 10. Anyways, that's the end of the video, guys. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Signalis is fucking amazing. I'm not that well versed in survival horror. I've played a couple. It's something I'm fresh on. But I know a love letter when I see it. And if this was a love letter to me, I would marry the person immediately. Because this thing nails everything that it loves so fucking hard. It's unbelievable. This game is perfect. I can't think of a single problem with this game. It's the perfect length. It's got fucking good writing, and it's got good writing and storytelling, which survival horror games normally don't have, except for some. Some have fucking amazing shit. Don't get me wrong. And let me tell you, its inspirations are very clear, and it does some justice. It looks incredible. It's what sold me on it. When I saw this game, when I saw the trailers, I was like, wow, this game looks beautiful. I didn't even know what fucking kind of game it was, but I was like, this game looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful too. And yeah, it does. It goes places. And it hits me hard. Like, it actually hit me pretty hard. It's just, you need to play it. I don't want to talk much about the actual game, much about like major things in the game, because you just need to experience it for yourself. It's just, if you really like survival horror, this game is made for you. Even if you don't like survival, if you've never played a survival horror game, pick this up. It'll get you into it. It'll get you into it. It'll grab you. Just play Signalis, please. That's what this whole video is. This whole video is just for me to be like, please play Signalis. It's a fucking very good game. Alright, that's the actual end of the video, I think. I hope you liked it. Bye!